Okay.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Daily Herold here on Badlands Media. I'm your host, Jon Herold. Hope you're all having a great Wednesday so far. I know I am. What was I going to say? I don't remember. I had something I was going to announce before the show. Oh, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Shipwreck is interviewing MTG tonight on Badlands. It's pretty freaking amazing. Let me find... Where'd the post go? Oh, maybe, did she not announce it yet? Was I not supposed to say anything? Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay. Whoops. I got scared. I thought I jumped the gun there, but she said she was announcing it in the morning, so I figured I was safe. Right here tonight, Shipwreck sitting down with Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene to talk about the state of America's middle class, the nonstop foreign propaganda, what America First really means. 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on Badlands. It is going to be amazing. You guys can watch me. Should I do the eye emoji or the fire emoji? I think this is a fire emoji. There we go. Awesome. So very excited about that. Make sure you guys tune in. There does appear to be more tabs in my browser to talk about today, more than the last couple days, more than the last week. So let's just get cracking right away. I'll come back and do some ad reads as we go. No update on the Doge website. No update on the presidential website. But the countdown clock continues to update itself higher. We're at almost 29 days now. Looking forward to that record. Trump has been in Asia. You guys all are aware of that, but here is him in South Korea, and they play the YMCA. I mean, just think of the prospect of this here. You have a president of the United States coming in to your country. Instead of playing the Star Spangled Banner or something American or patriotic, like most presidents would get when they show up, he gets the freaking YMCA. And that's hysterical to me. Trump is the man. Trump is the man. He says he's bringing back trillions of dollars to the USA. A great trip. Dealing with very smart, talented, and wonderful leaders. Tomorrow, President Xi of China. It will be a great meeting for both. President DJT. So apparently he's meeting with Xi tomorrow. He sent that at 4:19 a.m. my time. Wonder what time that is. Okay, where is he at? South Korea. What time is it in South Korea right now? So right now it's 2:04 a.m. So if he said that's what would that be 8 hours ago? Oh, so it's afternoon over there, 6 p.m. dinner time. Wild stuff. We had this. Actually, no, let's talk about this story. Speaking of trade deals and whatnot, U.S. and South Korea finalize $350 billion trade agreement. President Trump and South Korean President Lee Jae-myung finalized their $350 billion trade deal during a summit in South Korea on Wednesday, securing one of the largest investment commitments ever between the two allies. The agreement, first announced in July, spares South Korea from the harshest U.S. tariffs by committing $350 billion in new investments into the American economy in exchange for reduced tariff rates. Under the finalized terms, Seoul will contribute $200 billion in cash through annual installments capped at $20 billion, while the remaining $150 billion will go towards shipbuilding projects aimed at revitalizing U.S. manufacturing. According to Lee's aides, both sides agreed to divide profits evenly until the initial investments are recouped, and to pursue only commercially viable products. U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick led a joint investment committee to evaluate and approve potential ventures. Love this stuff. They should put the picture of the crown on the president's website. No kidding. He is the king. Jessica, missed live yesterday. Serious question because I don't know anything about private jets. Is the $50,000 bill figured out the same way hospitals bill for Tylenol? That's a good question. We don't need to talk about jets again today, do we? Did we hit 20 trillion yet? I don't know. I mean, it was like 5 trillion very early on into Ricky Irish, I'm late. I missed the best part tonight. You did. It was really, really good. The first like 5 minutes of the show. Probably the best first 5 minutes of the show I've ever had. The chat can probably vouch for that too. We have this yesterday. Yesterday, at the direction of President Trump, the Department of War carried out 3 lethal kinetic strikes on 4 vessels operated by designated terrorist organizations trafficking narcotics in the Eastern Pacific. You got some videos here. And you know what, guys, if I'm being totally honest, this is why I don't want to do a guard cruise. I don't want to be mistaken for like some drug lord or kingpin and have the United States military try to take me out while I'm on a cruise. The oceans are no longer safe. Just watch this. Look at this footage. Just having a nice, leisurely sail with a whole bunch of, you know, I guess drugs, but you just get taken out. This is why we can't do a guard cruise yet until our oceans are safe again from the military. See, look at that. GA Nana, Georgia Nana, 17 says, so true, best 5 minutes ever. That's what she said. 12 Indie Boy, it's always a better show than the day before. You sound like a leftist, John. Don't ever do a guard cruise, John. I would rather be blown up than exposed to that many people in close quarters. Honestly, I keep thinking back to the stories from COVID where the ship was like those people, they went on a cruise. They were thinking to themselves, you know what? Nothing is ever going to go wrong. Cruises are great. They're perfect. And then COVID hits and these people are stuck on a shit cruise with shit leaking everywhere. And you think I want that? Those people didn't go there for that. I don't want to be stuck off the coast for months when they unleash the next pandemic just because you people wanted to do a cruise on a boat. Like there's just so many risks here. See, Maggie even knows somebody who died on a COVID cruise. It's because of Maggie's PTSD from that situation probably that we can't ever do one. A poop cruise, yeah. Anyway, got this. This is an interesting one. Mike Waltz, if you remember, he was the former NSA, former congressman, gets pulled in the Trump administration as a national security advisor. Not the best pick. He gets, demoted to be an ambassador, I think at the UN General Assembly. And this is what he said today. This is kind of a longer one, but we're going to listen to it.
Some of you, many of you, frankly, some as recently as this morning, tell us privately that since the regime cares so much about this vote, that you just want to appease it. You just want to kind of go with the flow and go with the crowd. That's what you tell us privately. But, colleagues, let me suggest today that you do something different this year. The United States and the Trump administration wants to set the record straight when it comes to this resolution and to correct the fake news, the misinformation, and this false reality the regime seeks to create year after year with this vote. The facts are this is an illegitimate and brutal regime that seeks to cast itself as the victim of aggression while plainly describing itself as, quote, the enemy of the United States. It's located just 90 miles off our shore. It conspires and it collaborates with enemies and adversaries of the United States against our interests. The facts are that this regime supports terrorist organizations around the globe. It is allowing mercenaries to fight in the war in Ukraine. It's propping up the Venezuelan regime, and it aids cartels. The facts are that these cartels that it props up are trafficking people, drugs, and weapons.
Excuse me,
and
sir.
is aiding and abetting instability
sir.
in our hemisphere. They undermine democracies in our hemisphere.
I'm very sorry to interrupt, but there's a point of order from Cuba.
Sure. Madam President, yes.
Yes, we have to give the floor to the point of order and the representative of Cuba.
El representante permanente de Estados Unidos no solo
What is
miente
happening?
desviándose sustantivamente del tema, sino que se expresa de manera grosera y prepotente
I wanted to say
contra su
puta,
presidencia,
whatever.
contra la
Whatever it is.
dignidad de esta Asamblea
Do I have to read
y de
it?
los Estados miembros. Lo hace con una incultura.
Okay,
Estados
hold on.
Unidos.
Let me read this. I'm sorry, guys.
Madam President, yes.
I'll read the captions for you guys. So context here. He's speaking at the General Assembly. He gets interrupted. He's talking some mad shit about I believe it was Venezuela, right? Or Cuba.
Representative of Cuba.
And this is what he says. The permanent representative of the United States not only lies, but substantially deviating from the topic, but also speaks in a rude and arrogant manner against your presidency, against the dignity of this assembly and the member states. He does so with uncivilized, crude, and coarse behavior. That is not acceptable in this distinguished and democratic forum. Mr. Walsh, this is the United Nations General Assembly. Where did he think he was? Like Walgreens or something? Of course he knew he was there. This is not a signal chat. Hilarious. Nor is it the House of Representatives. I mean, that's pretty funny. Regardless of your thoughts of Mike Waltz, he just got schooled. Like the signal chat gate stuff, we still haven't really gotten a resolution to either. But he was part of that. Him and Hegseth and Hegseth's wife and all these other people were doing a signal chat, talking about bombing. I think that was back Middle East, wasn't it? And yeah, that never really got a resolution, and he just got called out for it. That's so funny. So funny. Anyway. Trump reposted this story today. These thugs should all be investigated and put in prison. A disgrace to humanity. Deranged Jack Smith is a criminal. And there's a link to just the news article, but I'm going to read the Badlands one. FBI Arctic frost investigation targeted over 160 Trump-linked figures. Records show. Newly released records show the FBI's Arctic frost investigation reached far deeper into President Trump's political network than previously known, targeting more than 160 Republican lawmakers, associates, and allies. There's a whole bunch of documents put out. I'm not even going to read the rest of this. They're talking about the political persecution of many of Trump's allies. Steve Bannon, Rudy Giuliani, Mark Meadows, John Eastman, Jeffrey Clark, Scott Perry. It was initiated under FBI Chris Wray. Remember, this is the thing that AG Garland had to approve himself because of a rule that Bill Barr established back in 2020, February 2020. Many of the reviews were never accused of crimes. The FBI is mapping their communications and contacts tied to challenges to the 2020 election. Haven't gotten a resolution on that either. But anyway, this Arctic frost investigation, it makes me think of the things we've been saying, and then it's been echoed by John Solomon as he discusses the RICO Grande case. This is going to be part of the RICO Grande investigation. I think it already is. And that's why we're getting some of these disclosures. Otherwise, like, I mean, yeah, we kind of knew this was already happening to an extent. We didn't know the details of it. But the reason we're getting the details is because they are tying this to the RICO Grande. It's the same people, a lot of the same connections dating back to when Trump was first elected in 2016 and before that. This is part of that crime. I think it's super interesting. Jill Strickland, wish I could go to GART. I'll be in Key West that weekend doing an art show. Oh, so close. Just pop on over. Kurt K23, before we bomb the shit out of Cuba, we need to get all their awesome classic American cars. If Trump bombs the shit out of Cuba, just because somebody hilariously made fun of Mike Waltz, I think we got it wrong. I don't see that happening. Yeah, anyway. Let's pause here and get a word from a couple of our sponsors. How's that sound? Let's do Rise of Tire first.
What is the Sovereign Alliance? The Sovereign Alliance are a collection of leaders and countries that are aligned not in the vision for their countries, but against a vision that has been thrust upon them. I believe that the Sovereign Alliance is less a battle for something and more a battle against something. They are against globalism, collectivism. They are against the rules-based international order.
Sovereign Alliance, the latest addition to Badlands Rise merch, available now at badlandsmedia.tv/rise.
There we go. Get your Rise of Tire gear, guys. And also, you should get your Van Man products. You know about Van Man taking down big toothpaste with all natural oral care, right? It's the perfect time to grab the dental care bundle to gift for this holiday season. Van Man's tooth powder is loaded with minerals like eggshells and bone and combined with pulling oils and peppermint aloe mouth rinse. It's truly the ultimate fluoride-free dental hygiene bundle that saves you 25% off the individual prices. The van never stops introducing Van Man's new Pearl Eye Cream and Sweet Onion Shampoo. Head over to badlandsmedia.tv/vanman to see what's new. That's badlandsmedia.tv/vanman. All righty. Yeah, so these are the documents. It was kind of interesting yesterday. Ash shared a screenshot, and I wonder if I can even I can't save it out of that chat. She shared a screenshot of this section, and it was like weirdly glitchy. You know what? I wonder if it's on social media. Let me look for it that way. Oh no, that's not gonna work either. How can I do this without? Let me do it this way. Hold for process. I want to show you guys what I'm talking about. I just have to change a few things around here. Boom. Okay, I think this will work. Okay, let's see if it did. Present image file. There we go. Okay. So notice on the screen here, what I'm showing you right now is the one that I was able to open. Section it's May 12th, 2022, Arctic Frost, interview Lawrence Tabas, and normal words, right? What Ash had sent over was this one. Look at that. All the stuff, like all the words got messed up. And, you know, I'm not super techie. Like I'm a nerd, but I'm not a geek, right? And I don't know if this is something that happens when things get downloaded, like if this is an issue with Ash's computer, but there's other people that are pointing this out too. To me, this looks like, I mean, this is borderline AI generation, isn't it? It seems weird. Like I don't know why this would happen. I also don't know. Like there's the watermark over it, external. I'm assuming it says dissemination. Would it be insemination? Are they talking about impregnating somebody? But yeah, on my end, it doesn't show that. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on there with that, but 234 pages. I have not read all this stuff. And honestly, if I'm being totally honest right now, like this doesn't excite me to the point where I'm like, I want to read 234 pages of that. This is not like an executive order. I don't think. I'm going to scan through it and see. There's a couple potentially interesting parts, especially surrounding like Mark Meadows, because I think he's more directly involved in the devolution stuff. I think we can get some insight there. I also think Steve Bannon, but not all of it is relevant to things that interest me, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens. Continuing here, Grassley is investigating Gates, Rockefeller, and Ford foundations over alleged CCP funding. And these people, by the way, are very interconnected to a lot of the left-wing groups. You guys knew that. But also, if you guys remember the TIP report, that the group that was wargaming the 2020 election, these are some of the groups that funded that group. I'm just going to find my article. Playbook. This is like one of my favorite sections of this article is when I put just the tip. Yeah, right there. Look at that. That's such a brilliant headline or title of a section. But okay, I think I have the groups in here. Rockefeller Foundation. See them? They're listed. They're donors to the Protect Democracy group. Bauman family, Joyce. I mean, and they're all so intermingled. But anyway, let me go back to the article here. Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley has launched an investigation into the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the Rockefeller Brothers Fund, and the Ford Foundation over reports the organizations funneled millions of dollars to the Chinese Communist Party and its affiliates. Grassley sent letters to each foundation asking whether the reports are accurate and how any such payments comply with federal tax laws governing 501c3 charitable status. According to recent reports, through grants and direct payments have funded CCP and its allies. To maintain tax-exempt status, an organization activities must be charitable in nature and may not directly support or promote the interests of a foreign government. That makes sense. According to financial reports cited in the inquiry, the Gates Foundation in 2023 sent roughly $11.7 million to CCP-affiliated entities, $2 million to a company tied to the Chinese military, and $6.7 million to state-run Chinese universities. I wonder if that's Tsinghua or whatever that university is. That one's pretty nuts with the corrupt nature and everything. And the guy, what's his name? Rubenstein. He's like a distinguished fellow over there at the Tsinghua University. I think Xi went to that university. And also the guy who was Obama's director of the Office of Science and Technology Policy. He is the one who changed the rules on COVID, like on gain of function research. He opened them back up to allow them. He went there too, or he was he was a distinguished fellow there as well. So I wonder if that's the university he came to. I'm just going to talk about it. I'm not going to look it up though right now. The organization reportedly distributed another $23 million in 2022 to more than 20 Chinese entities, including some labeled foreign governments. Rockefeller Brothers gave $7.4 million. That is so much money given to foreign governments. I would love to hear their justifications for doing so. But anyway, boom diggity. John Jimmies were not wrestled by said document. What is happening? That just wasn't a Jimmy wrestling document. Is it Jimmy wrestled or Jimmy rustled? Because I've always thought it was Jimmy's rustled. What makes one a distinguished fellow? I don't know. It's a great question. Yeah, does it have to do with kickbacks? I'm just curious, what would I don't know. I don't know why an American charity would give money to foreign governments. Normally they take the money from the foreign governments. Yes, Ash, it's rustled. Wrestling somebody's Jimmys seems inappropriate, but wrestling them, I feel like, is rather kosher. And speaking of kosher, this is a story we covered yesterday, so I'm not going to go into too much details, but Netanyahu is not happy about what's going on in Gaza. I wonder what Ghost had to say. I didn't have a chance to watch the show yesterday, but Netanyahu orders forceful strikes in Gaza as Trump urges Hamas to accelerate return of hostage bodies. What if they can't find them? Like, what if they can't find the bodies? I mean, the October 7th stuff was, we're told, super crazy, super messy. It was part of a war. Like, are they expected to return every single body that died? And this is a legitimate question. I don't know. Like, if that's part of the deal, like every single person that died, you need to have like an accounting of. Is that what terrorist organizations normally do when they kill somebody? Like, they kill them and then they like take the body and put it in the storage room in case they come to an agreement later where they have to return it. It just seems weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but it seems weird to me. And stronger now, yeah, like they probably don't know where the bodies are. They probably didn't give a damn where they put them. That's my thoughts too. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense to me. But maybe they just need to send somebody over there who knows where the bodies are buried. Maybe that's where General Flynn needs to go. Go help Hamas find those things. Yeah, betting they just can't find them. Dog tags are used so you can get them. But again, I just, it doesn't make sense that a terrorist organization who is, we're told, hell-bent on just destroying Israel, right? They're going to preserve the bodies of the Israeli citizens so they can give them back later. Yeah, what if they were blown up? Lee Walden, hi, John and crew. Keep it up. This shit just getting started. You know, it's Red October. You know, this is the 4th October in a row I've been told it's Red October. And October's almost over. Now let's go to this story. Texas Attorney General sues Johnson & Johnson Kenvu over Tylenol marketing to pregnant women. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton filed a lawsuit Tuesday against Johnson & Johnson and Kenvu, accusing the companies of deceptively marketing Tylenol to pregnant women, despite knowing that early exposure to acetaminophen, Tylenol's active ingredient, increases the risk of autism and other developmental disorders. I think this is like a tip of the iceberg type situation in terms of what does the medical industry know about daily used drugs? When did they know it? And then how did they market it to us anyway? Big Pharma betrayed America by profiting off of pain and pushing pills regardless of the risks. These corporations lied for decades, knowingly endangering millions to line their pockets. Knowingly lying. That's not a good thing, is it? He also criticized Johnson & Johnson for attempting to transfer liability to Kenvu in an effort to avoid accountability, calling the maneuver illegal. By holding Big Pharma accountable for poisoning our people, we will help make America healthy again. Eric Q. Freeman, why would they keep the bodies? They would be horribly decomposed by now. I agree. Keith Higgins with the dollar rant says, a distinguished fellow isn't easily rustled. But a distinguished fellow could be wrestled, says Boom Diggity. See, now these are the types of conversations we should be having. What is the real difference between wrestling and rustling of somebody's jimmies? And how does that bring us closer to the golden age? BL Carlin I-59. I can't get into John's news. Second day, can't bring it up on my phone. That's weird. Simple Sam 1777. So effing stupid. RFK is a former heroin addict, and we should listen to him. Hey, I don't really listen to RFK. I mean, I think some of the stuff he says is pretty based, but Ash says, if your mom takes Tylenol PM, do you only had autism at night? Oh, that's so funny. Rustling is when you open a bag of chips at midnight and everyone in the house hears you. But if you have a big enough house, you can go hide in a corner and then nobody hears you. Or you open the bag when everybody's awake and around anyway, just like, oh, I just want to sample a chip. You know, like maybe over lunch or something, or dinner. Just, you know, you're pre-planning your later rustling of the chips so that you don't have to wake anybody up and nobody will ever know. And then when the bag's half gone in the morning or the next day when somebody goes to have it, or it's all gone, whatever, you can blame it on somebody else. Be like, you would have heard me open that bag in the middle of the night, but I didn't. Ricky Irish, no, I thought Ricky Irish said something. Oh yeah, I missed the first 5 minutes. Now I feel less distinguished. Ricky Irish, you are less distinguished if you're not here on time. No one samples a chimp, John. You do if you're a thinker, if you're a planner. Strategic thinkers pre-plan their chip eating experiences so they don't wake up the whole house and don't get judged for midnight snacking. Resitire should have a t-shirt line that says, you sound Tylenol. That's funny. All right, let's keep going here. We have more strongly worded letters. These seem really, impactful. Top DOJ official threatens to punish states that don't clean up voter rolls or follow the law. Oh my gosh. Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights Harmy Dillon announced that states that do not comply with the Justice Department requests to examine voter rolls face lawsuits, 8 of which have already been filed. We've been asking states to produce the data of their voter rolls to be able to make sure that they only have citizens on the rolls and that they don't have duplicates and have people voting in multiple jurisdictions. So we've had to file 8 lawsuits throughout the United States to enforce our data requests. 8 lawsuits reference, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, guys, if you don't follow the law, the DOJ is going to be very angry with you and probably going to sue you. Cool beans. There's a story. The Fed's meeting today, by the way. Oh, I wonder if we can go there live right now. Is that possible? Everybody's expecting them to announce another 0.25 percentage point cut. Ooh, it is live. Oh, it's live in an hour. Dang it. So in an hour, we'll get an update on the rate cut, but I'm anticipating it to actually happen. I did see Nvidia was the first company to reach $5 trillion. Yeah, here we go. Nvidia becomes first company to reach $5 trillion valuation fueled by AI boom. I'm not sure if that's true. I think Badlands beat them. You guys heard how much money I'm making. I'm pretty sure we're at 5 trillion valuation. I'll have to talk to my banker in the Caymans to verify. So they might be the second. This might be fake news. So I might have to send a letter to the editor. Paramount is laying off 1,000 employees with more cuts expected. It seems like a lot of the stories lately on the economic side are about layoffs and switching to AI. I think that's notable, especially with the illegal immigration crackdown, and we're getting rid of some of these people taking jobs. We're also firing people. The government shut down. Pets' heads are falling off. Like, I don't know. There's some interesting things happening in the job market, and I don't know where this is going. John and Zach stack Benjamins like it's the movie Blow. It's so true. So true. Wait, what? Phil Scarborough, look up the story about a truck full of sick monkeys escaping in Mississippi. Hell yeah. And this is why we're never going to do a GART in Mississippi. Oh my God, this is a real thing. Oh, this is today? What? No way.
Reported from Tulane University in New Orleans escape in Mississippi after the truck they were in overturned. This happened on I-59, just about 20 miles north of Laurel, Mississippi. The primates, were told, had hepatitis C, herpes, and COVID, posing potential health risks. However, Tulane says all but one has been destroyed and that they belong to another entity and are not infectious. The university says it's collaborating with local authorities and will send a team of animal care experts to help if needed.
Like, which movie plot is that from? That could be Jumanji. Don't a bunch of monkeys get out in Jumanji? That could be Outbreak, the movie Outbreak, where the monkey gets out and like has a disease. Kind of like the movie Rio. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that cartoon. My daughter likes it. The bird, like on a truck, like is in a box and falls out on a bad turn or something and gets adopted by somebody else. Man, that is crazy. I can't believe that's a real story. Thank you so much. I want to find more videos of this. Okay. 28 days later, that's gonna be a good one. Planet of the Apes. Wizard of Oz. It's not the one with monkeys. What I'm really curious about is, for the full control people, how does this fit into the plan? Like, what are the monkeys going to teach us how to create a civilization that can wipe out the elites? Because if this is Planet of the Apes, I think that's what happens. I cannot believe that story. That's so good. Similar monkey incident in Pennsylvania a year ago. Dave L. 1975 sent a link about Netflix top 10. Number 1 is what? What are you pointing out here with that link, Dave L? House of Dynamite. Gotcha. Oz at flying monkeys. There's no evidence these monkeys can fly. But just because we haven't seen evidence of them flying doesn't mean the evidence doesn't exist. Anyway, okay. Well, I think we've spent enough time talking about monkeys that we can move on. I killed at least 5 minutes with that. So that was well worth it. Here's a great clip. This Iraq refugee saying that without SNAP benefits and government support, he basically can't be here. He's not going to be able to afford to live.
Without the government support, I cannot stay maybe a month or 2 months.
Pima County Chairman Rex Scott told News for Tucson he's deeply concerned about the impact on local refugees and said,
Without government support, I can't stay in your country. Then get the fuck out, bro. Crazy. Was the driver wearing a turban asking for a friend? That's a good question, Provost. Prevost? Is it Prevost or Prevost? I'm probably saying that wrong. Was Fauci driving the truck? Nurse Betty, at this point, I don't care about a nuke or monkeys with diseases. I say bring it. Let's get this shit show over with. You know what? Some days I feel the same way. I really do. Anyway, well, let's keep rolling here. There's a story. What was the story? Oh, here's one. So Mondami, the New York guy, the communist, they unearthed a 2013 interview that his mother was saying he's not even an American at all. I'm not even going to play the clip, but I'll just read it really quick. The mother of New York City socialist mayor candidate, and socialist is being polite, I would say, gave an interview when he was 21-year-old American college student discussing how her son is not an American at all, while using terminology that some view as derogatory towards the United States. He is a total Desi filmmaker, Mira Niyar told the Hindustan Times in 2013 when her son Zoran was 21 years old. At the time, Mamdani was attending Bowdoin College, where he co-founded the school's Students for Justice in Palestine chapter, was pushing for academic sanctions against Israel. Completely. We are not Firangs at all. He's very much us. He is not an American at all. He is born in Uganda, raised between India and America. He is at home in many places. He thinks of himself as Ugandan and as an Indian. In Hindu or Urdu, Firang is an informal term historically used to describe foreigners or Westerners. But he's going to be the governor. Or mayor, sorry. He's going to be the mayor soon. It's basically going to turn into Uganda over there, I think. Real soon. There are more teasing of J.D. Vance's presidential run, which I think is interesting coming on the heels of this week. I would say is one of the more... It's one of the weeks where we've had the most noise surrounding Trump running again in 2028. Like Bannon was talking about, there's a lot of social media flub. Trump was asked about it. Trump talked about it. Trump said he'd like to. And then what does the regime do? What does mainstream media do? They hold your horses, Trump. Don't forget about J.D. Vance. Bring him back into the fold. Keith O'Higgins for $1. Word has it on the streets of Mississippi that the CDC is trying to capture the missing monkeys by baiting traps with menthol cigarettes. Oh, you're terrible. But that was hilarious. Ramon 222, who gives a crap? Who will run in 2028? Let's fix this crap now. I'm with you. I am with you. House employees get help ahead of first missed paycheck of shutdown. The travesty here of these people not being paid for their government work. All employees of the House of Representatives were issued templates for letters Wednesday they can present to creditors before Friday when they're expected to miss their first paychecks, short of a sudden breakthrough in negotiations to end the government shutdown. Employees affected by the government shutdown may face temporary hardship in meeting their financial obligations. This lapse in appropriations is expected to be a temporary situation and one that is beyond our employees' control. You know, I'm not trying to be, I understand the struggle. I'm just surprised how many government employees live month to month as well. You know what I mean? Like, I've been there. I've been there most of my life, living month to month on the paycheck situation. But government workers, maybe they're just no different than us, but I just always envision them as being like these rich assholes. But apparently they struggle too. Anyway, they're basically given letters so that they can not get in trouble by their creditors. What else here? Barack Obama says the quiet part out loud. Check this out.
Part of what we're going to have to do is to start experimenting with new forms of journalism and how do we use social media in ways that reaffirm facts, separate facts from opinion. We want diversity of opinion. We don't want diversity of facts. That, I think, is one of the big tasks of social media. By the way, it will require some government, I believe, some government regulatory constraints around some of these business models in a way that's consistent with the First Amendment, but that also says, look.
I just need to pause before I finish. He's talking about new forms of journalism, talking about social media, and he's like, I think we need some new governmental restraints on that. But then he goes on to say, but that also protects free speech or within the First Amendment or whatever. Government restraints that's in line with the First Amendment, those two tips do not touch. Like, that does not work. That is not biology or biologically sound. That is not, doesn't make sense. It's a contradiction.
There is a difference between these platforms letting all voices be heard versus a business model that elevates the most hateful voices or the most polarizing voices or the most dangerous in the sense of inciting violence voices. And that I think is going to be a big challenge for all of us that we're going to have to undertake.
I will say this. Shockingly, I agree with him on one part. The part where he's saying certain voices get elevated. I hate that too. I mean, he's lying about the types of voices and mischaracterizing whatever. But I think the solution to actually fixing the First Amendment when it comes to any of these social media platforms, it's not more government constraints. It's no constraints at all, no algorithms. Let the content win out. Like, don't allow people to pay for their posts to be seen by more people. Don't allow for any algorithm to like put what they think is deemed, more better content for you, or I don't even know how they do it. I don't know what phrases they use or whatever. But I know that it's all the same people whose content isn't even originally theirs half the time that get promoted. And they're always the one that speak the regime talking points. They're all the people that never got booted off of Twitter in the first place for saying the truth. You don't want more constraints on that. You want less. No constraints. Ramon222, great point here. And this is what I'm saying. The people consuming the content can judge the truth. Exactly. The algorithm is the people. The people will decide what they want to read and what they don't want to read or listen to or whatever or watch. Any algorithm at all that prevents somebody from potentially seeing something organically, that's some form of censorship for the content. And it's happening. It's happening all over. I hate the algorithm stuff. We got this story. I mean, I guess it's worth. I read the headline. I was like, is it really that exciting? But I'm going to read it anyway. Federal judge disqualifies acting U.S. attorney from overseeing some criminal cases. I feel like this is a judge potentially overstepping, but we'll see. Federal judge disqualified acting U.S. attorney for the Central District of California, Bill Asaley, from overseeing some criminal cases, finding that President Trump's appointee stayed in the temporary job longer than the law allows. Oh my gosh. The horror. It's just a travesty. I can't believe he stayed in the job longer than he was supposed to. U.S. District Judge for the District of Hawaii, Michael Seabright, an appointee of former President George W. Bush on Tuesday, disqualified him from supervising the criminal prosecutions in 3 cases. He wrote that he has been unlawfully serving as acting U.S. attorney since July 29th. He can continue to serve as a first assistant U.S. attorney, effectively leaving him as the office's top prosecutor. Nothing is changing. So yeah, so you're just getting a title change, but can still do all the same thing. But now they're not going to let him oversee a couple cases. Seems like a stupid rule in the first place, if that's the case. Musk's firm, The Boring Company, buys land for underground Las Vegas loop. This is an interesting one. Pretty exciting. The Center Square, The Boring Company and Elon Musk Tunneling and Transit Company has quietly bought land along a proposed 68-mile underground route for its Las Vegas loop. The loop, which connects city hubs via tunnels for Teslas to drive through, has 8 stations in operation, with 104 stations already approved. Recent real estate purchases could see a boost to the project's slow rollout. It was approved by Clark County and the city of Las Vegas. A report by Sunlight Research and the Nevada Independent found the Boring Co. had bought 8 properties since the Las Vegas Loop opened in 2021, with all but 1 along the proposed expansion. Boring Company affiliate company Object Dash bought 6 of the properties, as well as 5.96 million plot of land next to Harry Reid International Airport. Interesting stuff. I mean, this is a pretty slow rollout, but I'm curious to see what it's like when it's all said and done, and then how quickly they roll this stuff out to other cities, if they're not already digging already. Old news, John, move on. Okay, sorry. It's not that old. It's from yesterday. Trump, I should have played this earlier. Trump, on his trip, he got the South Korea's highest honor, the Grand Order of Mugunghwa.
This medal is given exceptionally to heads of states of friendly nations who have contributed to the national security of Korea. Mr. President, you are the first American president to receive this medal.
무궁한 영혼의 의미를 훈장에 새겨진 월대관 평화 자유 승리를 근거하는 최고 지도.
This medal is given exceptionally to heads of states.
There you have it. Dollar Rand from Isle of White Privilege says Obama loved to touch tips. He still does. Still does. Does BB think these are already built? Probably. Middle girl. Yeah. So does that include Badlands admin not snuffing out innocent comments in your chat? Let me see when this account created. I don't know what you're referring to. We do ban obvious trolls, disingenuous trolls, but if people were wrongfully banned, if you feel like you were wrongfully banned from one of our chats and you want a second chance, you can reach out to us. You can either do it through our website, which I'll show you that right now. Let me change the screen here. If you go to our website, go all the way to the bottom. And down here where it says contact us, leave a little note. And just make sure you include your username in here, your Rumble username, and we'll have somebody unban you. But speaking of that, guys, GART's coming up real quick next week. November 6th through 9th down in Cocoa Beach, Florida. The venue's awesome. People are awesome. This is one of my favorite places. Deadwood is my favorite place. But in terms of GART locations, this is a great one. So make sure you guys get your tickets. If you can't be there in person, join us virtually. It's a great way to support Badlands as well. But badlandsmedia.tv/events. There are weekend passes and single-day tickets available. So get on it, guys. And also the local meetup groups. Don't forget to check those out on the website at the bottom. Those are constantly going off. What else am I missing? Got a soft disclosure ad. I'll play that. No, I'm going to play a soft disclosure ad real quick, and then I'm going to come back and then talk about one more thing, then we'll get out of here.
Before skincare went synthetic, people used something simple, something real. Tallow. Grass-fed and finished beef tallow is packed with vitamins A, D, E, and K. Nutrients your skin actually knows what to do with. It locks in moisture, restores elasticity, and defends against winter dryness. No water, no preservatives, and no BS. Unlike plant oils or chemical creams, tallow mimics your skin's own structure. Elbows, hands, knees, post-shave, anywhere your skin's crying for real moisture. Perfect for gifting or keeping your own skin soft when the cold hits. Visit softdisclosure.com and use promo code Badlands for 15% off. Ancient Care, modern truth.
Soft disclosure. All right. there you go. Get your soft disclosure, guys. Another great way to support Badlands Media and Annie from Willowwood Farms. Yeah, so one more time tonight, guys. Don't forget. Let me find the clip here. At 8 p.m. Eastern, Shipwreck is interviewing Marjorie Taylor Greene.
There's a group called APAC. They come and they want to know what's your position on Israel, and they want you to write a paper.
I find it highly offensive as an American that social media influencers can get paid basically under the table and no one knows who is paying them. There is no country all over the world that gets the attention, the funding, the dedication, the amount of votes, legislation, resolutions other than Israel.
Be fighting wars on behalf of Israel, and many Americans agree with that.
There's two things I couldn't find this week. I couldn't find anywhere the Epstein files, and I also couldn't find the Republican plan to fix the absolutely destroyed health insurance industry.
Exciting stuff, guys. Make sure you tune in. It's gonna be a good one. And then what else? I'll be doing the Power Hour tonight with Burning Bright. That'll be at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. Right after the stream, we got to get in our exclusive premium hours. So for a couple hours today and probably a couple hours tomorrow, I'm just gonna play some replays of our Deadwood. Oh, excuse me. Some of our Deadwood Gart. It's for premium Rumble subscribers only. But I'm also going to play it to YouTube as well. So if you aren't able to watch, if you're not a premium subscriber, you should be. But also you don't have to be. You can watch over on YouTube. But yeah, we got to get 5 hours of those premium streams a month, and we forgot to do it up until this point. So we're going to do that now. What else? I think that's it. Oh, I'm gonna end with if we did a GART cruise, this would be me on the GART cruise. I just want you guys to picture this, okay? And with this, we're gonna end the show. Hit that thumbs up. Make sure you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tonight in Shipwreck's chat, and then also on the Power Hour. And then I'll be back again tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Daily Herold.
3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. Ham, you are Marianne. We have the professor and Ginger. Welcome aboard. Angela, you are Mrs. Howell, Lovey. The native. Sometimes they come from neighboring. Oh, we have one of the Globetrotters. I am the skipper. And Dwight, you will be Gilligan.
Cool. Actually, I'm the skipper.
Okay.
But you could be Gilligan.
Oh, I'd rather die. Hi, I am Michael Scott. I am the captain of this party.
I'm Captain Jack. I'm captain of the ship. I'm also captain of anyone who sets foot on the ship. Hi, welcome aboard.
Okay. In an office, when you are ranking people, manager is higher than captain. On a boat, who knows? It's nebulos. Hey, look! I'm king of the world! Woo! Woo!
Okay, all right. Welcome aboard. I am your captain, Captain Jack.
And I am the regional manager of Dunder Mifflin, Michael Scott. Welcome, welcome.
Okay, so please, the life preservers. They are located underneath the seats all along
Don't
the
worry, we're
of
not
the
going to be
boat.
needing life preservers tonight.
Well, we might
It's just
be,
going to be.
okay? Please let me finish.
Well,
okay? Thank you. So, the Coast Guard requires that I tell you where the safety exits are. On this ship, it's very easy. Anywhere over the side. Not only am I your ship's captain, I am also your party captain. Woo! We're going to get it going here in just a few minutes.
I'm your party captain, too, and you are going to put on your dancing shoes later on.
Hey, Mike,
so we are going to
if you don't mind, all right?
rock it. What?
Please. Okay?
If the boat's rocking, don't come knocking.
Michael.
Yep.
Your company employees are not the only people on the boat tonight, okay?
We're all going to have a good time
Hey,
tonight.
Listen, Mike. Why don't you let me and my crew do our job? You just sit back and have a good time.
Okay. Yep. So,
all right.
Let's get started. that's real good.
Why they stopping me? Stopping me.